What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy MrBaboon back with a reaction video. This time we are reacting to Frederick the Great. And this is going to be a we got 5 episodes to react to. This is episode 1 for Frederick the Great. There was like 5 parts of it. So, we're going to react to it. I'm going to have the channel link, the video link, and my Twitch link down below in the description if you guys want to go check that out. I should be going live I should be doing my live stream back in like maybe 3-4 days. We're gonna see. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, check out the description, check out, you know what I mean, the video, the channel, and my Twitch if you guys want to. I will be going live here soon. I'm actually really excited to go back live. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and start this reaction, okay? So, let's see the reaction. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Brandenburg, November 6th, 1730. Frederick, Crown Prince of Brandenburg, Prussia, looks through the bars of his cell windows as soldiers lead his companion, Hans Hermann von Katte, to the mound of sand. Katte is more than his friend. He's the 18-year-old Frederick's confidant, his protector, and some say his lover. And he had tried to save Frederick from his father, the King of Prussia. And Katte would pay. Please forgive me, dear Katte, Frederick yells in French, the language they both prefer. In God's name, forgive me. There's nothing to forgive, Katte answers in the same language. I die for you with joy in my heart. The headsman steps up, revealing his axe. Frederick doesn't want to watch, but 2 soldiers, acting on his father's orders, grab hold of him and press his face to the bars. He screams, he fights, the axe raises over Katte's bare neck, and mercifully, the boy who would become Prussia's greatest king faints before he sees it fall.
Yeah, we got like 5
Thanks so much to
parts.
HelloFresh for continuing to help us bring history to... Monarch was called King in Prussia rather than King of Prussia. Monarchs of the 18th century, inheriting a fractured piece of the Holy Roman Empire, a place so minor, its monarch was called King in Prussia rather than King of Prussia. He expanded it to a major power. Known as a soldier and a philosopher, his reign simultaneously encompassed refinement and brutality, demonstrating both the splendor and slaughter of the Enlightenment. Yet his first battle was not against the Habsburgs or France, but rather his own dad. Frederick's father, Frederick William, was known as the Soldier King. Living in a sparse militaristic fashion, he despised anything he considered ostentatious or effeminate. In fact, his first act upon becoming the king in Prussia and the Elector of Brandenburg was to sell his own father's jewels, horses, and fine furnishings. While many German princes used the treasury as their personal party fund, Frederick William instead pursued a conservative economic policy, curtailing state spending and battling corruption, which was a wise thing overall, but many of the unnecessary expenses he eliminated included patronage of the arts, literature, and science. Like, he didn't just defund the Prussian Academy of Sciences, he closed it. But Frederick William did have one pet project, the army. So everything he saved, he poured into defense spending. He also created a new type of military draft, the canton system, that allowed Prussia to be able to recruit and train troops more efficiently and create civilian reservists that could be called upon. In that way, he doubled the size of the Prussian military to 76,000 men, making it the 4th largest army in Europe, roughly the same as that of France, which had 10 times Prussia's population.
At Dutch Miller Seaman, we're proud to offer stress-free car shopping. Whether you're looking to lease or
Oh, did this guy love the army. He dressed as a military officer, held meetings in rooms where he could watch troops drilling out his window, and in an additional extreme, drafted the tallest men in the Holy Roman Empire into a special unit of giants. In fact, his council was so full of soldiers swilling beer and smoking foot-long pipes that it was nicknamed the Tobacco Cabinet, mostly because their meeting room smelt like an airport smoking lounge. He also was prone to violent rages, which got worse as the years went on, and had several medical conditions that kept him in constant pain. In other words, Frederick William projected an air of hypermasculinity, Calvinist piety, and frugal financial habits. And naturally, he wanted his eldest surviving son, Frederick, nicknamed Fritz, to grow up to be just like him, a hyper-virile.
Hold up.
Piety and...
By the way, I know it has nothing to do with the video, but I did think of an idea, and I want to get your guys' input, okay? So when I get back to streaming and everything, which would hopefully be like 3-4 days, right? I'm going to do some Minecraft on the new realm that me and, you know, our friends are on, me and my friends are on and stuff like that, right? Well, I'm going to do a live stream, and instead of playing with the controller, I'm going to be playing with the mouse and keyboard. I'm going to hook it up to my Xbox, and we're going to play that way. We're going to learn how to play Minecraft on a mouse and keyboard. I think it's going to be fun. Be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a live stream, which I'm actually going to be uploading that full live stream to YouTube, most likely. Unless there's some stuff I'm going to try to cut out, which would... maybe help me with my editing, maybe? I don't know. We're gonna see. Sorry, I thought I'd just throw that out there.
Frugal financial habits. And naturally, he wanted his eldest surviving son, Frederick, nicknamed Fritz, to grow up to be just like him,
So, I'm trying to figure out...
Calvinist piety and frugal financial habits. And naturally, he wanted his eldest surviving son, Frederick, nicknamed Fritz, to grow up to be just like him, a hyper-virile religious soldier king, to use the great instrument of Prussian military power that he'd created. Now, the first 6 years of Fritz's life, he'd lived with his mother, and under her care, young Fritz developed what his father considered worrying habits. Fritz loved music and books. He grew incredibly close to his older sister Wilhelmina, enjoyed poetry, philosophy, opera, and learned to play the flute. Worse than that, it was the transverse flute, recently invented in France. Oh, Frederick William hated France, and was known to fly into a rage if the country was even mentioned. The French, he said, were decadent and effeminate. So imagine his consternation when Fritz, who was tutored in French and German simultaneously, took to French as his first language and struggled with his native German. Okay, all right, not a big deal. The boy Frederick William reasoned just needed to find...
Yeah, I just want to say really fast, this Frederick is, by the way, is seeming, it seems like he's a pretty smart kid at, like, a young age, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that just tells you he's going to be, you know, he's going to be intelligent and all kinds of stuff. He's definitely, you know, I mean, that just tells you, you know what I mean? I mean, to me, it kind of does. I don't know if it does you guys or don't. Let me know. To me, it kind of screams that.
The fun in war, you know? So, for his 6th birthday, he gave him a miniature arsenal of military rifles and cannons, plus a group of boys in uniform he was supposed to order around as living toy soldiers. Pretty cool, eh, Fritz? Fritz? No? It's fine, because Frederick William would soon also shape his son more directly. For as was tradition, the next year when he turned 7, the responsibility for raising and educating Fritz transferred from his mother to his father. As you can imagine, all studies of music, philosophy, and poetry were promptly shut down. The prince would instead now have a grueling, regimented schedule of Latin, religious studies, ancient classics, modern political history, and military subjects, conducted largely by military officers. But even there, Fritz found allies. His Latin tutor was sympathetic to his clearly bright charge, and not only procured him a flute, but helped him amass a secret library of 3,000 books covering poetry, Enlightenment philosophy, and art. Fritz also visited a nearby court in Saxony, which gave him a glimpse of a freer life than he'd had. Yet as Frederick grew into a teenager, Frederick William became increasingly furious over his heir, who he considered effeminate, incompetent, and irreligious, as it was increasingly clear that Fritz was an agnostic. So he responded with a campaign of abuse. Frederick William berated his son, screaming at him in front of soldiers. He burned books and artwork he found, and assaulted him in public. He would strike young Frederick for sleeping in and being late for drill, or for being unsure on horseback. Once, he beat him with a cane for wearing a pair of gloves when it was cold. If I had disgraced my father so, he once told Fritz, I would have killed myself. Then, when Fritz was 16 and formed an intimate relationship with one of his father's pages, Frederick William had the young man sent to a border posting and beat his son again, calling him a sodomite. Now, a quick aside here. The language surrounding Frederick's sexuality can be a hot-button topic among historians. Not whether he was gay. He clearly was attracted to men, preferred male partners, and commissioned art with homoerotic themes. The debate is more about terminology, whether labels like gay are imposing a modern idea of sexuality on a very different time and culture. But let's be honest, in history,
my bad. I didn't want to miss anything. I'm trying to pay attention. But I mean, Frederick is definitely interesting, I will say.
it's already common to use a ton of terms like feudalism or democracy to describe things that existed but didn't yet have labels, and queer people existed then as they always have. So with all that in mind, Frederick was gay, and his sexuality definitely made it dangerous for him to live under Frederick William. At this point, he had only one hope to escape his father: a double marriage. See, his mother had been planning to marry his sister Wilhelmina and him to the children of her brother George II of England.
What? Hold up.
Hope to escape his father: a double marriage. See, his mother had been planning to marry his sister Wilhelmina and him to the children of her brother George II of England. Fritz was all about this. He could go to England, which was far freer than Prussia. And look, if he had to get married to get away from his father, that was a small price. But with...
What's the price?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought he meant like he had to marry his sister. I was like, damn, they really did do incest back then. That shit's crazy. No, fuck that. No.
Price of a pack of cigarettes?
Let's start the meeting with a good night's sleep.
Fucking
Who's willing to give up a good night's sleep? Thank you, sir, for giving up a good night's sleep. Who's willing to pay with their peace of mind? Who will pay with their peace of mind? Peace of mind.
No, son.
So,
Your mental health. Cigarette cravings. Anxiety.
Switch to Verizon and choose the phone you want on us, like the incredible iPhone 14.
Hey.
Verizon.
When that deal fell apart due to intrigue and shifts in alliances, he plunged into despair. That was when Kata, his friend, tutor, and likely lover, agreed to help him escape. They would slip away while touring the Holy Roman Empire and flee together to England, though they were caught almost immediately and thrown into prison. Given both were military officers, Frederick William charged them with treason and seriously considered having Fritz executed. But that put him on rocky legal ground with the rest of the empire. So in the end, his punishment was to watch Kata die. Afterward, Frederick made a deal with his father. In return for a pardon and getting to stay crown prince, he submitted to an even more grueling and austere routine of tutors. He also swore to be a good Protestant and agreed to marry. So, he entered an engagement with Elizabeth Christine, a Protestant cousin of the Habsburg line. Though Frederick was despondent over this choice, and swearing that even friendship between them was impossible, he threatened suicide, however still had no choice in the marriage. But he knew the only way out was through. Frederick wept upon meeting her, and on their wedding night, loitered in their bedroom for an hour before abruptly leaving to stroll the grounds until dawn. But no matter, he was safe, he was free, and he only needed to wait until the Soldier King died, and when he took power, he would never be beaten again. For in a surprise to all, Frederick William's tutelage had taken root, and his son would be a warrior king like Prussia had never seen. And while we wait to find out what happens to Frederick next time, I say we go make a meal fit for a king. Perfect scripted timing as per usual, HelloFresh.
So is this over?
I am starving.
Is this over? Hold up.
Eating in like a half hour.
Okay, let me check.
Fresh a try for yourself.
Okay, so I think this is over.
Support everyone.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I mean, honestly, learning about Frederick the Great is honestly already interesting to me. Like, I mean, it seems like he had a really rough childhood, and his father was a prick. Like, just, you know, his father was a dick. Like, he really was. Anyways, I'm going to end this episode off so I can go get the next one done, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys stay safe. Positivity is key. Motivation is key. Happiness is key. You guys watch out for each other. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys stay safe. Oh, And let me know what you guys think about this series. If you guys kind of like this kind of series, let me know. I can try to get some more like this, okay? So let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys stay safe.